Hello! Welcome back to Etihad Breaking. No delay. Let's get started. A familiar face will return to face Manchester City in the FIFA Club World Cup. And Pep Guardiola is ready for the reunion. When City line up against Saudi Arabian giants Al-Hilal in the round of 16, they'll come face-to-face with Joao Cancelo, the former City fullback whose sudden departure in 2024 surprised many fans and pundits alike. Cancelo left Manchester City mid-season, joining Bayern Munich on loan after losing his starting place to Rico Lewis and Nathan Ake. Later, he had a short stint at Barcelona before signing permanently with Al-Hilal. At the time, the move sparked criticism and raised eyebrows. But now, Guardiola is reflecting with gratitude, not resentment. "All players that have been with us, I have incredible memories," Guardiola said. "I have incredible respect for Joao and everyone." Speaking via Manchester City's official YouTube channel, Pep revealed that Cancelo's love for football often pushed him to go beyond expectations in training. "When I said, 'Training is over,' he said, 'No, no, one more, one more.'" He loves to play football. But Guardiola also acknowledged the tough decisions that come with being a manager. "When your boss tells you, 'You don't work, stay at home,' how would you feel? That's what players feel when you say they don't play." He confirmed that Cancelo was upset and wanted to play every match, which ultimately led to his exit. Despite the sour ending, Pep is looking forward to seeing him again. Joao was nominated Best Fullback in the year we won the quadruple. He's an exceptional player. He can play right, left, both legs, no problem. And I'm happy tomorrow to see him. On the other side, Joao Cancelo has also spoken about his time at City and his relationship with Guardiola. In a previous interview, Cancelo addressed their fallout, saying, "There are things we didn't agree on. We're not obligated to agree on everything. But I don't have resentment. I'm very grateful." Now at Al-Hilal, Cancelo will be eager to show his former manager just how dangerous he still is. Though he'll likely face Jeremy Doku, City's red-hot winger who's been tearing it up in the Club World Cup. Despite their split, there's mutual respect between Pep Guardiola and Joao Cancelo, a reminder that sometimes, even in football, endings can be bittersweet, but respectful. As Manchester City prepare to face Al-Hilal in the round of 16 at the FIFA Club World Cup, all eyes are on Pep Guardiola's team selection. With knockout football now in full swing, it's expected that the City boss will field his strongest starting 11. And while most fans might assume Erling Haaland is the first name on the team sheet, there's another name that could be just as important: Jeremy Doku. The 23-year-old Belgian winger has been nothing short of electric so far in the tournament. With 2 goals in 2 games, Doku has arguably been City's standout performer on American soil. Guardiola himself recently called Doku incredible, and it's not hard to see why. Doku has been terrorizing fullbacks like Alberto Costa and Fad Moufi, combining pace, directness, and improved end product in the final third, something that had previously held him back. Now, he looks more confident, more dangerous, and more decisive. And there's one opponent in particular who should be concerned: Joao Cancelo. The former City fullback is now lining up for Al-Hilal, and he'll be keen to make a point against his old club after his somewhat bitter exit in 2024. But Cancelo has a known weakness: his defensive lapses in one-on-one situations. City fans will remember Mohamed Salah's goal against him in 2022. And just last year, Ousmane Dembele ran rings around him in Barcelona's 4-1 loss to PSG. Doku could be Cancelo's worst nightmare. He doesn't just want to beat his man, he wants to break them. Speaking to RMC Sport, Doku said, "When I was 16, what I wanted was that the defender I'm playing against, I don't want him to sleep after. I want to kill him. I want him to hate me." That ruthless mentality is exactly what Manchester City might need to get past an Al-Hilal side boasting talent like Ruben Neves, Kalidou Koulibaly, and, of course, Cancelo himself. While Pep Guardiola could opt for the likes of Phil Foden or Omar Marmoush out wide, neither offers the same devastating wing play as Doku. Foden and Marmoush often drift centrally, whereas Doku is a natural winger who thrives in wide, isolated duels. If Guardiola wants to exploit space and stretch Al-Hilal's defense, Doku should be the first name on the team sheet. In this form, he could single-handedly carry Manchester City into the next round and give Joao Cancelo a reunion he'll want to forget. Manchester City are sending a very clear message to their Premier League rivals, and it's one that should worry both Liverpool and Arsenal. After wrapping up a dominant group stage at the FIFA Club World Cup, Pep Guardiola looks like a man on a mission. He's refreshed, focused, and determined to reclaim the Premier League crown after what many would consider a relatively underwhelming domestic campaign last season. But it's the summer signings that are turning heads. So far, Tijani Reinders, Ryan Ait-Nouri, and Ryan Cherki have not only impressed, they've slotted seamlessly into Guardiola's tactical system. And now, it seems Tino Livramento might be next on the list. A move that could be a game-changer. Why should Liverpool and Arsenal be worried? Because Livramento fills one of Manchester City's most vulnerable areas, right back. With veteran Kyle Walker reportedly available for loan or even a permanent transfer, and Matheus Nunes, a natural midfielder, currently being deployed out of position at full-back, Guardiola knows he needs a solution. Livramento, just 22, has been tipped as one of the most promising fullbacks in the Premier League. Despite an injury-hit spell at Newcastle, he has the kind of qualities Guardiola loves: two-footed, defensively solid, technically sharp, and capable of overlapping or underlapping with ease. Even Kyle Walker himself spoke highly of Livramento earlier this year on his podcast. You also have Tino, who's at Newcastle, who shouldn't be disregarded. He's had a fantastic season and looks like a great player. If City land Livramento, it won't just solve a squad problem. It could elevate their tactical flexibility and give them the edge in tight title races. His ability to play on both flanks makes him incredibly useful in Guardiola's rotation-heavy setup. And the stats? They might not leap off the page, yet. But let's not forget Ashley Cole, one of the greatest left-backs in Premier League history, has tipped Livramento to reach the very top. In a side as dominant and structured as Manchester City, the young defender would be surrounded by world-class talent, allowing him to fully express himself, both in defense and when pushing forward into the final third. Meanwhile, players like Jeremy Doku, Savinho, Omar Marmoush, and Phil Foden are all capable of rotating through the flanks, making City's attack virtually impossible to predict next season. So while Liverpool and Arsenal continue to bolster their own squads, they'll be keeping a very close eye on Manchester City's next move. Because if Tino Livramento joins the reigning world champions, it could be the final piece of the puzzle. And that's something no rival wants to see. Manchester City might just be nurturing another future superstar. And Pep Guardiola isn't hiding his excitement. The City boss has been full of praise for Savinho, the 21-year-old Brazilian winger who's been turning heads ever since his breakout season at Girona. And now, after his latest dazzling display against Juventus in the Club World Cup, Guardiola believes that Savinho could soon make the leap to greatness. In a recent interview via Manchester City's official YouTube channel, Guardiola said, Savinho had an incredible season at Girona. He was the best player by far and brought that team, alongside his teammates of course, to the Champions League. Guardiola went on to say that even though Savinho played fewer minutes in the second half of the season, it was due to competition within the squad, not because of poor performance. But the real message came when Pep spoke about potential. He's a player with incredible potential, but he needs to make the final third more decisive. The last goal, against Juventus, was difficult to score, a one-on-one with the keeper. And last season, he might have missed that. But now, he's improving. Savinho has already shown flashes of brilliance. Last season, he registered 3 goals and 13 assists in all competitions, numbers that prove he's already a serious creator. And his style of play has drawn comparisons to none other than Riyad Mahrez, while Cody Gakpo, who played with him at PSV Eindhoven, has also spoken highly of his talent. Guardiola believes that with more desire to become decisive in front of goal, more assists, more finishes, the sky is the limit. He explained, the moment he says, I want to score more, I want to create more, I want to do this every game, that's when he'll become an extraordinary player. He can play both flanks, he's fast, understands tactics. That's why he can play with us. Savinho, for his part, is loving life under Guardiola. In a previous interview, the youngster shared how Pep empowers him with confidence and freedom on the pitch. He always tells me not to change my personality, to play on the front foot, to try again even after making mistakes. That's what gives me confidence. And that confidence is paying off.